Hello and welcome to the 40th Southampton Boat Show, which this year marks the end of a very poor summer. The terrible weather we've been having has curtailed many people's boating plans, and now the economic downturn will affect boat owners and potential purchasers. Add to that the imminent removal of the tax rebate on red diesel, and the industry is facing its biggest challenge for decades. The red diesel issue was the first thing on the agenda on press day, and we spoke to the BMF's Howard Pridding.
Well, this red diesel issue has been around for about 5 years now, and we're delighted that we've been able to announce today here at the PSP Southampton Boat Show how things will be implemented from the 1st of November. The difficulty's been that the European directive does refer to the amount of fuel used for propulsion purposes. That's given us a complicated situation where you have to apply the lower rates to the fuel used on a boat for domestic purposes. We're delighted that we've done some work with governments, and their economists agree with us that the majority of boats will actually fall within a 60-40 split, and that will give us one price at the pump from the 1st of November.
Now, it's a difficult time for the industry. I mean, we've had a terrible summer which puts people off boating. We've got an economic crisis going on, and now the cost of diesel's going up. What do you see of the future?
Well, from the time we lost the derogation, which is about 2 years ago, everyone knew that the price of fuel would go up. It has been a tough season. The weather's been atrocious, but we're delighted this is a piece of good news that means that many people will be able to continue to use their boats with a minimum of fuss.
New boat models are often shown to the British public for the first time at this show, and this year is no exception. New model launches are planned a long time in advance, so all the new boats here were in the design stage long before the economic downturn made its appearance. Now the manufacturers face a difficult future, and they'll be fighting for every sale. If you've got money to spend, this could be a great time for getting a bargain. One of the new sailing boats launched at the show is the Southerly 38. We asked North Shore's Ben Davies about it and the market conditions they face. So Ben, you've just launched this new Southerly 38. Is this a follow-on to the 32 that you launched earlier in the year?
Yes, it is. We worked very closely with Stephen Jones, the designer on the 32, to develop a new line of Southerlies, and off the back of that we introduced the 38 into the range. Effectively an extended version of the 32, offering very similar layouts to the 32 with the new generation of lifting keel incorporated into the saloon table.
Boats like this take a long time to develop, and you're launching it into what could be a very difficult market in the near future. How do you feel about the market?
Yes. Well, we're in a very fortunate position. We build all of our boats made to order. We don't build them as stock boats. Presently we have an order book offering the earliest available delivery out towards the end of next year. The first 18 38s were sold from plan alone. This is boat number 3 already, so we're keeping ourselves busy enough.
Clipper Marine are exhibiting the new boat in the Bavaria range, the Bavaria 43, which is offered at a remarkable low price. Richard, you just launched the Bavaria 43. What's new about it?
There's several new features on the new Bavaria 43. We've got dedicated life raft stowage, movable bulkhead in the aft cabin to give you flexible accommodation from one big aft cabin to 2 single aft cabins. New interior design which gives you a big, large saloon table, bright and airy feel to it, and really Bavaria have responded to a lot of feedback from owners.
And what's the price?
Price on this boat at the boat show is 119,000 Inc. VAT, stunning value.
Yeah, it's an amazing price. How do they do it?
I think it's good engineering. They build about 4,000 boats a year. If you buy 4,000 engines, you're bound to buy them at a decent price, and they pass those savings on to the customer.
If you're not in the market for a new boat, maybe you want to upgrade your electronics. The systems on offer are getting more sophisticated by the day, and some of them would not look out of place on the Starship Enterprise. Nigel Crane explained what's new in the Garmin range.
Well, we have our new pilot, which is a fully usable autopilot. It's got a shadow drive built into it, so all you need to do when you grab the helm is it will completely let go and let you take over. We also have a new wind instrument, which links into our instrument system here, and that will give you full wind instrument information, wind speed, wind direction, etc. But what is unique about it as well is it will give you barometric pressure and temperature, air temperature. You can then get a graph up to see what the barometric pressure is doing, see if it's dropping or raising, whatever it's doing. And you've got radar built into it, depth sounding facilities, the whole lot.
If it's a powerboat you're after, a great place to start would be a brand new entrant to the market, the all-British Morgan 260. So, Andy, you've created a new company and a new boat. Tell me about it.
Well, I've had this dream now for the last 10 years, and I actually put it into realisation 4 years ago when I met up with Dr. John Bates, a marine architect who used to design for Princess yachts, and built our own workshop to keep our overheads down. And 4 years later, hard work, me and my son, here we are at the International Boat Show with our prototype. The boat is 26 foot. She's got a 300 D4 diesel in her. She's capable of 41 knots, and she turns like no other 26 out there. I think the market niche we aim to fill is all about British, bringing back the quality that Britain once stood for proudly. And we've now produced this 26-foot power cruiser, which is in fiberglass and material layup is the strength and equivalent to a 45, 50-foot cruiser. But we've packed as much into her as we can. She's a 4th berth weekender. She's got full facilities on board, cooking, sleeping facilities, hot and cold water, microwave, TV, DVD. So we've packed as much into her as we can, but we put the quality back.
So it's very exciting, launching a new business, launching a new boat. It's a difficult time to be doing it. How do you feel about that?
I feel it's not going to affect us in the way that people downsize when there's a slight recession come on. So we're aiming at people looking to spend 200,000. They might be looking at us at 97,000, which is where we are with the top of our range diesel boat.
And have you had any interest?
We've sold our actual prototype boat. That deal was done 3 days ago. We've now got 9 inquiries, and this is the first day of the show.
So you're pretty pleased?
Very pleased.
A powerboat brand that's achieved success in Australia and the US is Maritimo, and their new UK dealership is showing the Maritimo 48 with its unusual enclosed flying bridge. Described by the UK dealer as the Land Rovers of the Sea, this motor yacht offers lots of space and comfort, a cruise speed of 25 knots and a 500-mile range. All for a base price of £780,000 including VAT. Over on the Fairline stand we saw the new generation of the Squadron 55. The new boat has 3 cabins with all the luxury you could want. She's powered by twin 775 horsepower diesels giving 32 knots, and she'll set you back a cool £800,000 not including VAT. Even larger and much more expensive is Sunseeker's new Predator 92 Sport, which is the largest yacht ever to be displayed on the Sunseeker stand. This high-performance cruiser can provide a top speed of 40 knots and a range at cruising speed of 450 miles. If you can afford this yacht, you're probably not going to worry about the price of diesel. Down below she can accommodate 8 in complete luxury, with all the communications and entertainment systems you could imagine. As for the decor, you can even choose granite or marble finishes in the ensuite bathrooms. By the way, if you have to ask the price, you can't afford one. If smaller powerboats are more in your line, Essex Boatyards are exhibiting the new Four Winds SL222 and the new Glastron SS289. The Four Winds is just over 22 foot, has a choice of engine sizes and retails at about £40,000. The Glastron SS289 is 28 foot and is Glastron's largest cruiser so far. The price of this boat starts at £60,000 including VAT. Sea Legs are the makers of amphibious ribs, and they launched the new 7.1 metre model at the show. These boats are built in New Zealand and they feature a patented system of retractable wheels that allow you to drive straight out of the water up a beach or slipway. This boat can reach 6 miles an hour on land and tops out at 50 on the water with its 150 horsepower outboard. The new model can seat 8 and costs just over £55,000 including VAT. If all this talk of tens of thousands of pounds is too much for you, there are still boats at the show which are worth a look. Wander over to the small boat section and take your pick from dinghies and dayboats, both traditional and modern. The combination of 2 poor summers in a row, plus the credit crisis and the hike in the price of diesel, could create a perfect storm for the marine industry. Interestingly, the marine mortgage companies had all scaled back their stands and didn't want to talk to us. But if you've got some money to spend, the next few months could be a great time to grab yourself a real bargain. The Southampton Boat Show runs until Sunday, 21st September, and you can be sure that the exhibitors will be very pleased to see you.